Hello everyone, it's Eddie the Chump coming back with another video, and today there's something a little bit special. About 2 days ago, someone I follow on Twitter, Ronaldinho, Ron, put out a message saying that he needed a pickup for some league play. I responded, he invited me in, I got playing with him and a guy called UMG Paradox, who if you're into the competitive scene you'll know who that is. And I got to play some league play with them, which was, it was really good fun. Now, here are my reservations about competitive gaming. I'm a pub player, and I've always been a bit hesitant about competitive because it doesn't so much have a learning curve as a learning cliff, and you can get your shit rocked quite hard by organised teams, people with good shots, and that's one of the things that I will talk about straight out of the gate, is that the competition is fierce, and you have to when you're a pub player, you let deaths, like single deaths to bullshit, like annoy you, and it can kind of wreck your concentration. In competitive, you just can't allow that to happen, and that's the biggest difference. I found myself having to just let everything go and just make a call out about where I died, what I died to. There's loads of different aspects of the competitive scene that as a pub player you just don't think about, and it was really eye-opening to have, especially someone like UMG Paradox, who was calling out all the time where they were coming from, whether they were hurt, all the things that you would see if you watched Optic Nade Shot, if you watched the Optic streams or anything like that. You would see them make these call-outs all the time, and just how important that is. And it was really fun, actually. I've got to be honest, it was really fun to play with those two. And those of you who are a fan of my channel will know that Ronaldinho is one of my favourite players, and I watched his gameplay to kind of learn, because I like to be good at things, and in terms of raw gun skill, he's probably, I would say, one of the best, especially on YouTube. Well, definitely on YouTube. There's only one guy who I really think compares to him, even remotely, and that's Pone. But now that Ron's playing, I think he's planning on playing competitive, maybe picking up some scrims at some point or whatever. I think he's going to try and go pro, and I think he'll have a lot of success doing that. One thing I will say is that obviously they're American and I'm English, so I'm on a 3-bar all the time, and some of the connections, I think I got my shit rocked a couple of times, like 5 and 22 and 7 and 28 or something like that, and they were the rare exceptions. I'm quite happy to say that I could hang, especially in terms of gun skill and shot, with a lot of the players in there, and with Ron and with Paradox. That was a pleasant surprise to me, because I always thought I'm pretty good at Call of Duty, but I thought that competitive is a step up, and it definitely is. I'm not saying that it isn't, but it's something that if it was on a LAN, I could definitely contribute maybe more than I did. I mean, I didn't do badly, to be fair. I was really happy with a couple of games that I had. I was better at the Slayer type games, like Hardpoint and what's the other one? Just a bit shit at Search, actually, to be honest. I'm alright at Capture the Flag, and I'm using a sub in this game, but I found after a couple of games, after I sort of got warmed up and got used to the way people were playing and exactly what my role would be in this team that isn't really a team, because I've just been picked up from Twitter and stuff. I've had 2 play sessions with them now, and I found that an AR is probably best for me, because ARs, the power of them sort of gets around the obvious disadvantage I will have with connection and stuff. See, I'm hanging with all these jump-shotting MLG pros. I mean, not everyone in this playlist is obviously a competitive gamer, but the standard is definitely higher. So yeah, it's a really interesting challenge for me, and it's something that I would like to do. I think I would like to do it properly, and play on. I don't mean to say that the connections are so unfair that I couldn't compete. I mean, I did quite a lot, but that when you've played on an American host, if you're English or vice versa, and that there are deaths that you have that you wouldn't, and if that happens that you wouldn't have if it was on a fair connection, and if that's at like a pivotal point, say if you're holding a hard point, or if you're pulling a flag, or you're doing any of that, and you die, that's frustrating. And But it's a good lesson in not letting it get to you and remaining concentrated and focused, because that's the thing. The competitive thing is all about smart players. Paradox is one of the smartest players I've ever played with, and he knows exactly what to do, when to do it, when to call you. Like if you've got score streaks, when to call them in. He knows about anchoring, which is something that I didn't know about, which is like someone staying in a spawn to anchor your spawn, so you got a favourable one. It's especially important in a game like Capture the Flag, which obviously, because I had no experience of, I'm kind of a bit like Bambi, and I felt sorry for them. I could tell there are a couple of points where they might have been, I don't know, frustrated is the wrong word, but sort of my inexperience showed. But it's something that I would recommend, and it's something that I look forward to doing again. See, I had quite a good game this one, 15 defends and whatnot. And yeah, I'd love to play again. I can't. I think I will. I think I'll be playing a lot more of it. But it's something a bit different today. Obviously, a big moment for me, like playing with someone that I have followed on YouTube. I'm not going to fanboy out. I held it together pretty well. But but yeah, all the social media shit. Check out my channel. That'd be great. Cheers.